Another Nobel laureate has been named, 2 Nobel laureates. In fact, the Nobel Prize for Physics has been announced just a few minutes ago in Stockholm.
Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences has today decided to award the 2024 Nobel Prize in Physics to John Hopfield, Princeton University, USA, and Geoffrey Hinton, University of Toronto, Canada, for foundational discoveries and inventions that enable machine learning with artificial neural networks.
Well, for more, I'm joined now by Matthew Ward-Aegis from DW Science. So, Matthew, we just heard the announcement from Stockholm. This is, of course, brand new. We've got 2 newly minted Nobel laureates for physics. Any surprise there?
No, 2 men again. 2 men, one from the US and one from the UK and Canada. So I think between the UK and the US, that's about 50% of all physics laureates in the awards. So not a surprise in terms of the demography, and potentially not a surprise in terms of what the award was given for this year. So when it comes to Nobel Prizes, we don't know who's nominated. We don't find out, in fact, for 50 years who was nominated, nor do we know who judges. But when it comes to this topic, it is such a zeitgeist topic right now, machine learning, artificial intelligence, that it probably comes as no surprise to people within the field and indeed, I'd say, the public at large, that this is the sort of thing that would get recognised.
Again, this has all just happened, so it's hard to know exactly what we're looking at here. But from what you can tell so far, tell us about the work that was done that's being recognized with this prize.
So usually with physics, a lot of people are expecting something from a pure physics domain. This is sort of more from statistical physics and computational physics. What happened is that Hopfield developed his own network in 1982, which was able to take images and save and recall them if they were fed a new distorted image or partial image. And effectively what this network does is it replaces the neurons within your brain with nodes. So if you were to feed an image that looked like something that had already been fed that isn't quite the same, it's able to basically take that piece of information throughout the network and eventually find, using as little energy as possible, the most likely image that had been previously fed into it, perhaps in the same way that our brains work. And then Hinton's work built upon this, and between them they're sort of called the godfathers of AI. Hinton recently himself stepped down from a position working within Google as a engineering fellow, vice president. So they have been very much involved in this field for a long time, and their work has led to what we see today. For those of us who want answers on our tests, we might use large language models to feed a question in and get an answer back from the artificial intelligence. But across many fields, we see the technology that they effectively started now being realised and applied.
So if you were to say, OK, these guys did this in this field of AI, which is really, really complex, you know, we should be thankful to them, I suppose, for all of those of us who use AI.
We should. It was noted in the preamble of the announcement the concerns that had been raised in terms of the ethics of what this pathway may take us to. And Hinton himself has actually raised those concerns. You know, where might we go? Are we getting to a point which could have the same scale as the Industrial Revolution? Instead of having machines replace our muscle, we have machines replacing our neural capacity.
Or us.
And well, who knows? Let's hope it goes down more the pathway of the Star Trek computer, which is just a helpful assistant giving us answers to questions rather than Skynet from the Terminator films. But no, we see the applications today. We see it in astrophysics. We see it in terms of the medical research field, where we're able to get a neural network to spin up what a protein might look like if we're trying to develop new therapies for medicines and so on. Astrophysics uses it, particle physics uses it, even medical imaging uses it in terms of being able to get an X-ray and try and analyse where a cancerous tumour may be. So we are seeing very benign, benevolent applications for AI. That being said, the Nobel Committee did raise the potential ethical consequences of this technology being misused.
Matthew, thank you very much. Matthew Ward-Aegis from our Science Desk.